All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the top 10 altcoins and cryptocurrencies that have explosive growth potential for January of 2024. And as always, don't buy, don't sell anything we talk about on our channel. It's not investing advice. Watch this for educational purposes only. Yes, I do hold some of these in my portfolio. That doesn't mean you should. As always, consult your financial advisor and do your own research. So we're going to be diving into this video, what's happening in the markets right now. You know, Solana just broke over $100 and the markets are doing very well. You know, on crypto bubbles, we can see which narratives are booming right now. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 10 projects that you need to keep on your watch list. Some of these, you know, are going to be great entry points months down the road. Lots of them, if not all of them, are going to perform very well for 2024. So I'm going to be diving into the charts. And for those of you guys that want to stay up to date with this information and get the top altcoin picks first before these videos come out, then scroll down below this video. You're going to see the Telegram group along with our social media and our Twitter account and bullrunners.com you can go to. And just click the link right here where it says Telegram. It's going to take you to this link right here. Or you can go to bullrunners.com. We have about 8,000 people in our Telegram group and we post this information first. So you guys want to be in this group, it's free to get access to our free Telegram. And when we launch our financial education platform, we'll keep you guys up to date on what's happening. So let's dive right in. Comment 777 if you're feeling blessed. Comment 777 if you're feeling bullish. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back. So looking at Bitcoin to the US dollar price chart on the left, we see Bitcoin on the 3-day. On the right, we see it on the 1 hour. So Bitcoin needs to break $44,500 to see hopes of retesting the 618 retracement level that was resistance back in March of 2022. And so I've been talking about this in previous videos. That's where I'm expecting Bitcoin to move to next before we see some type of deeper correction. And so that would be a move from where we are right now for Bitcoin. If we go to 48,500 of about another 10%, and then I would expect Bitcoin to cool off at that level leading into ETF news. So I'd expect Bitcoin to cool off right there. Because as you guys can see, Bitcoin has periods where it'll rally really fast while you're sleeping and you just see it move quick, you know, and then over the course of a week pushes up 18 to 19, 20%. And then we see longer periods of consolidation. We've been in here for 17, 18 days pretty much, you know, somewhere around that time frame. So we'll see a couple weeks where we consolidate and then we spring really fast and you wake up and you check your phone and all of a sudden Bitcoin's pumping 5, 10, 15%. And so the next move for Bitcoin is a 618 retracement. That's where I expect Bitcoin to cool off. And then depending on where we're at with the ETF news, we'll calculate and we'll share that with you guys. So Bitcoin, going to be an amazing performer. It's number one on the list as always because of the ETF news. So Bitcoin's dominance will peak out here soon though. I talked about that yesterday, but the next project that you want to keep on your watch list that is a sleeper right now, virtually no one's talking about, guys, except for the people that really understand crypto, is XRP. XRP has yet to see a breakout. XRP has been consolidating, you know, at the 60-cent range for an extended period of time. And Ito Farina posted this on Twitter. I thought this was awesome, basically saying that XRP's code was written before Bitcoin. And so xrpledger.org has had a domain linked to 2 IP addresses since 2007. The same IP address that you can see on the screen right here also holds domains for rippletrade.com and bitcoin.com. Bitcoin was only created 2 years later in January of 2009 when Satoshi Nakamoto mined the starting block of the chain known as the Genesis block. That's why people are referring to Bitcoin as beta test coin and XRP is the final product that's just waiting to go into adoption basically with all the partnerships. Guys, there's too many partnerships to ignore it. So you can't ignore XRP. If you don't have any in your portfolio, you're going to be missing out, man. Now, nobody knows when XRP will go, but everyone knows that it most likely will. There's no guarantees in crypto, obviously, but it's the only one that has clarity. So Ryan Fugger, the founder of RipplePay in 2004, you know, a decentralized money system. Later, Chris Larson and Jed McCaleb renamed it OpenCoin 1 year later, becoming Ripple. And Ripple owns 13 federally registered trademarks, including Ripple Labs, Ripple Trade, Ripple Communications, which is linked to U.S. intelligence organizations. And so if you scroll down this post right here, you guys can see the hidden origins and name for Ripple and Joel Katz about the origins of Ripple and just massive ties to, you know, how to make a mint, the cryptography of anonymous electronic cash, you know, how Bitcoin was created, the NSA, back in 1996, that paper that was founded. We talked about that in the past. So I'm not going to get too much into conspiracy theory land, but I want to show the charts and what's happening on the charts, because we see this upward trending support line right here. So, you know, if XRP sees further price suppression, down to the downside, I would expect to bounce off of, you know, 50 something cents, 50 to 55 cents right around here. But the next move on the upside for XRP is big, guys. I think we're going to blast right through this post lawsuit wick right here of roughly 90 something cents. And the next stop for XRP would be this descending resistance, which would also be a 618 retracement. So I talked about this in one of my previous videos. Not too much to mention here for XRP. You know, we're just seeing price suppression take place, but these wicks that come in for XRP, they happen fast, guys. As you can see, you know, in the past, during the last bull run, this wick right here, well, this candle right here, over the course of a week, these candles was 237%, and then lawsuit hit. But then this one right here, boom, 243%, you know, post lawsuit. In one day, whales coming in, buying it up, 96%. And so when XRP rallies, it rallies fast. In a matter of hours, it just pushes up really quick. So if we were to see a rally from where we are right now to a 618, that's 100%. That's a 2x for XRP. So don't count this project out. I know it's been pissing a lot of people off because of the price suppression and meme coins going crazy on Solana, which is why Solana is booming. But XRP, brutally denied. Is it doomed to miss this next bull run? Well, looking at the chart right here, guys, compared to Bitcoin. So this is what if you are holding XRP in your portfolio, what this is training you to become an Aikido master of is patience while you see everything else perform well and XRP underperform. Because Bitcoin, back from 2015, when the bottom was in for Bitcoin at $148, over the course of 790 days, Bitcoin grew over 780%. That's almost an 8x. 8x over 790 days to retest the high of November of 2013, consolidate at the high, whereas XRP during that time frame lost 88%. It lost 88%. So do you guys think that during this time frame, you know, I got into crypto and XRP right around 2016 to 2017. So I was really learning about XRP during this rally upwards of, you know, 20 something cents. And so I did accumulate XRP on the way up, you know, like 3 cents on the way up here. I bought some more XRP at 20 cents. And then, you know, I didn't sell the top, which I probably should have, but nonetheless, you know, I'm bullish on XRP. And so here's the key here. When XRP underperformed for Bitcoin, if you would have just held, what a lot of people were doing is they were selling their XRP right here at about 0.007, you know, 0.006 and about 1 penny. And they were moving it into Bitcoin right here when Bitcoin had already rallied 780%. And so people like to repeat the same mistakes over history. Why did they do that, right? Why is the United States repeating the same mistakes of Rome? It's because people aren't alive for longer than 100 years. If we lived to be 1,000 years old, we would learn from history. But the problem is, because we weren't around during the Roman times, we don't remember what caused the empire to fall other than reading in a history book. And who has time to read history books nowadays? Nobody. You know, especially when you're out of high school, no one's reading books anymore, so no one's learning from history. So what is history telling us about XRP? Well, it's people like to sell when the price is low, and because they're frustrated because of 790 days. I mean, guys, we're at 1,000 days since 1,000 plus days since the high of 2021, and the price is down 69%. 69%. It's been almost 1,000 days, 980 days. 980 days. So it's been even more frustrating than 780 days of price suppression. So what people are doing in these markets right now is they're selling their XRP and they're moving it into Solana when Solana, for example, is up to $100 right now. And yes, I do believe Solana will grow more, but it's up an 11x. So people are selling XRP, they're buying Solana. This is what the elite want, guys. They want you to get out of your XRP bags. They want you to do this. Why would they not want that? Because the more that they suppress it, the more that these other projects are pumped up. Then when these other projects sell off, what do you think they're going to pump it into? They're going to pump it into XRP. Why wouldn't they? This is exactly what they did before. History likes to rhyme. It doesn't necessarily repeat. It doesn't mean we're going to see a 67,000 or 69,000% growth for XRP, but that's what happened in the past. So I don't see why XRP shouldn't perform well this bull run. It's just you're going to have to be patient. So take a nap, enjoy your Christmas, relax a little bit. XRP is my number one holding. Now, Solana, I'm also holding some Solana. I think Solana is going to do very well. It's breaking out upwards of $100 right now. So how high will Solana go in the short term, and how high will Solana go in the long term? It's at a $43 billion market cap. Now, that might seem like a lot of money, $43 billion. You're like, well, to 2x, it would need to see another $43 billion come in. But I wouldn't count this project out just yet, guys. You know, the markets are hot going into, we still have 1 week until January 1st. Then we have another week until the potential ETF approvals, unless they get approved before then. So we have 2 weeks of bullish price action. So for the next 2 weeks leading into January 5th to January 10th, you know, what is that gonna look like for Solana? I honestly think Solana could retest the all-time high. Now, am I buying more Solana right now? No. Should you buy Solana? No. You know, should you sell Solana? No. Do whatever you feel is right based on your own risk tolerance and your strategy. But where we're at right now is we're at this resistance right here that was this descending resistance in April of 2022. So pushing upwards, that was about $140. We have another $40 before we retest that. And it was also support back here during December of 2021. So I would expect Solana to cool off around here, maybe push higher. If it can blast through this resistance, then the next stop is pretty much anywhere between $200 in the all-time high for Solana before we see a consolidation period and maybe a deeper correction for Solana. So I would expect Solana to push higher in the short term. I don't see a correction happening anytime soon because the markets are hot right now. Everything's rallying. We're leading into ETF approval, and then post ETF approval for the week after or 2 weeks after, Google is going to approve, guys, advertising for, you know, massive institutions to advertise their crypto companies at the end of January. So, hey, for all through January, we could be bullish, but expect a deeper correction at some point because the markets aren't just going to rally forever. So the reason why Solana is pushing up high right now is because the gas fees are low, the speed, the transaction speed. Also, meme coins on Solana are doing well, and airdrops on Solana are doing well because people want other projects, so they buy Solana, they stake Solana on these staking platforms, they get these airdrops, and they basically get free money from that. So, and then meme coins are doing very well. So like Bonk, and then you got like Myro, you got a bunch of other meme coins. You guys can comment below. So Solana going to perform very, very well in January, along with Avalanche. Avalanche is a good one. Now I know we've been talking about these consistently, but the reason why is because they keep doing well, guys. I mean, we've been talking about Avalanche for a long time, and you know, the last video is at $40. Now it's at $45. And so it doesn't mean you should ape in, you know, obviously dollar cost averaging into projects you believe in on the way up is a good strategy, but you don't just buy lump sums at massive rallies. Like when you come in here and you look at CoinMarketCap and you see in one day, if in one day a project's up 20%, that's not usually the best time to buy, you know, because you'll usually see a 5-10% retracement the next day, or a correction or a pullback, right? Some of the corrections last longer, pullbacks are just quick with what happened with Bitcoin. So Avalanche is at a $16 billion market cap, and these projects are absorbing a lot of liquidity from Ethereum because of Ethereum's stupid gas fees. So Avalanche is up from $8 since October of 2023. The next resistance to watch for Avalanche is $53 to, you know, $61 right here. This was support back here in January of 2022. It was resistance back here in February of 2021. It ranged within this back from August of 2021 until November 2021, acted as support and also acted as resistance right here. And so this is going to be a massive sell wall for Avalanche. So if we push up in here, I would expect consolidation period. And then another push going into the end of January, middle of January, after ETF approval for Avalanche, $80 to $100 for Avalanche. If we can push up to the all-time high, that'd be awesome. That's $150. I mean, that for Avalanche right now is a 200%. That'd be a 3x to the all-time high. So if we could do that, that would be awesome. I'm not counting on it. You know, I'm counting on a push upwards of maybe $100, maybe breaching a little bit above it, and then a deeper correction for Avalanche and consolidation period in 2024 before we figure out where the next stop is. If there's no recession, right? If there's a recession, we'll see where we're at. But I think Avalanche is going to make some moves and be one of the biggest performers in terms of market cap in January. Now also, so two projects I want to talk about at the same time and show you guys which one is about to have a breakout is Injective and Render. Injective has had its breakout. Render is about to have a massive breakout as well too. Injective is at almost $40 right now. It's cooling off for a little bit after rallying up from 17 bucks, sitting at $40 with a $3 billion market cap, and it passed its all-time high. So it's in price discovery. So in price discovery, anything's possible, whereas Render has not gone into price discovery. Its all-time high is $7.70. So is Injective a good play right now? I don't think Injective is a good play, because when you're in price discovery, yes, you could go higher, but I like to wait for retracements. I like to wait for corrections and see where good entry points are. And I have some projects towards the end of this video that I think you guys are going to love that are going to do very, very well. But Render is having a breakout right now alongside Injective. And let's look at the charts and let's compare these two, because Render is at a $1.7 billion market cap, sitting at $4.80. And then Injective has double that. And looking at the chart right here, from the high, we see these charts play out very similar, where we see, a sell-off from the high. We see a complacency stage, through here for Injective. We see the complacency stage through here for Render. And then we see anxiety, denial, panic to the downside, anxiety, denial, panic to the downside. And then we range near the bottom to find a bottom, where this is the accumulation period. And the accumulation period for Injective lasted, about 266 days. We can see for Render, it lasted about 260 something days as well too. Then we break out from this range to test previous zones of support, which act as resistance right here for both projects. This one was right around Injective was around $4 right here. And then we back test the previous range as support. You can see a back test here in March of 2023, a back test in March of 2023. Then we break out, form a new range, retest previous zones of resistance that were support before, and then we consolidate for an extended period of time again. So Injective consolidated for about 192 days in this range, and same thing for Render. It consolidated, if we were to measure from this high, about 178 days before we're breaking out now. So what happened for Render right here, or Injective, I guess you could say, is we consolidated for an extended period of time for about 45 days, for about a month and a half. And so we're seeing that happen right now for Render, but it's just grinding up. So the next move for Render is really the all-time high of $8.60 some odd cents, or whatever the high is. And so a move for Render to do that, no guarantees here, obviously, right? Crypto's risky. This could all turn around and drop, to tomorrow. If Bitcoin turns around, the ETFs get denied. So at any moment, guys, you're entering at like the last little pump of phase one in the bull run of wave one in the Elliott waves, like I talked about in the previous video, but it's about 80% away from the all-time high. So almost a 2x. So Render is in price discovery right now. Render, if Injective is in price discovery. Sorry, I keep getting these mixed up. But because Injective is in price discovery, eventually it's going to top out. Then it's going to see a deeper correction. It might back test the all-time high, and then that money would flow out of Injective into other projects like Render. And so I would expect Render to retest its all-time high and go into price discovery at some point. So you can't go wrong keeping Render, and keep Injective on your watch list as well too. Now the next one to keep on your watch list is Optimism. Optimism, it actually just started breaking out while I'm making this video right here, but it's up since October. This thing has been crushing it, guys, even since the 19th of December, up from $2. It's over $3 right now. We posted this in the Telegram group. I said, watch Optimism. Also, the next project I'm going to talk about is crushing as well too. So all these are doing well. And this project right here, on this ecosystem, on these ecosystems, the reason why these projects are doing well, guys, is they have whole ecosystems built underneath them, and that's allowing more liquidity to flow into these projects, because what traders are looking for is strong layer ones and ecosystem plays and strong narratives that have other projects that are behind them that also see growth. Because when projects in these ecosystems grow, the main, layer one grows as well too on whatever blockchain they have. Also Cosmos, Atom. So when we look at Optimism versus Atom, just like comparing Injective versus Render, let's pull up the chart. Let me show you what I see. And then which project you choose to hold in your portfolio is up to you. Again, don't buy, don't sell any of these, guys. Watch this for learning. This is all education, so you can see what's happening on these charts and you can see what to spot. So what we're looking at here for Atom, it's about 300% away from the all-time high, whereas Optimism right now is currently passing the all-time high and in price discovery. And so when you see this descending resistance right here for Optimism or Atom at the top of the screen, we saw a breakout in the end of October. Now the key here, why did this breakout happen in October? What happened in October? Listen to this.
This is all information that will not be shared by the mainstream media. Check this out. On the 7th to the 18th of October, we have this event called Operations Post-Trade Technology and Innovation Conference coming up. And let me just freaking show you all the names of the attendees at this event and what they're going to be speaking of. Massive institutions, the individuals that run this world. Just as an example, just a couple of highlights like BlackRock, BNB Paribas, BNY Mellon, Broadridge, we got Citadel Securities, Citibank right there, Deloitte's right there. But what I found very interesting is right down here, we got the Rothschilds, right? We got the Rothschilds right there, Societe Generale, just to show you a couple of different names, but pretty much every major bank and organization on this list, right? JP Morgan. Okay, you guys get the picture. And look at what they're going to be freaking talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This is their agenda. Digital assets, the evolving European regulatory landscape for digital assets. Oh, the list goes on. Institutional adoption of crypto assets. Will stricter and clearer regulations facilitate greater adoption? What types of crypto assets have the most potential for wider adoption? Crypto custody of digital assets, right? I mean, it's nuts. We got digital asset speaks. Real world use case of distributed ledger technology, blockchain, okay? Understand where the focus is and don't let them shake you out. Look at this freaking list, ladies and gentlemen. Every single major bank and organization, systematically important payment provider is going to be there, right? These consulting firms, these organizations that run our freaking world, and you all saw the agenda and what it is that they're going to be talking about. This is coming up again in October. Guarantee you it won't get any mainstream media attention.
So institutions have been flying in this market preparing for ETF approvals. They know some things that the retail investors don't know, and they're preparing for what's happening right now. They're preparing for mass adoption. So when you look at Atom at the top compared to Optimism at the bottom, you can see some similarities here. We see a breakout of the descending resistance. We see a back test of resistance as support. We didn't see really a back test for Atom. We just saw it kind of grind up a little bit further, and then testing a new range. The next range for Atom is anywhere between $14 to $17, which was resistance back in September of 2022, February of 2023. We saw the same thing happen for Optimism down here. So you guys can see that it tested this range and it consolidated for an extended period of time. How long did it do that when it broke out? I mean, it took about 30 days. And so the next move for Atom, is up within this range that we could consolidate here through January. And if it pushes higher, the next range after that is anywhere from like $26 upwards of $30. So you can see this period back here where it just kind of stayed within this and zigzagged before falling off a shelf, right? And so you can look for certain patterns like head and shoulders and everything. You can call this whatever you want. It's just basically demand, supply and demand, where lots of traders were trading within here, and it was a big battle between the bulls and the bears. So this is going to be a big sell wall. And so these resistances right here, where you see a lot of price action take place, is a massive sell wall. So the biggest sell wall for Cosmos and Atom is going to be right around the $30 price range. The next sell wall is going to be upwards of $17. So the next push for Atom up within this range, then I expect consolidation period. And if the markets are still hot, and if Bitcoin's still bullish, and we're not too far gone after the ETF approvals, then the next move for Cosmos is up here. So I would expect Atom to perform very, very well in comparison to Optimism, whereas Optimism, is right at the high. We could go into price discovery, but when we're in price discovery, I don't like to buy projects that are at all-time highs and in price discovery, because at any moment they could come down. For example, one project that I was talking about in a previous video that is most likely going to see a correction. It's actually happening right now is Bonk. I was mentioning Bonk right up here at this, and I was like, yeah, sure, we could push higher, but eventually we're going to see a much deeper correction come at some point for Bonk, and then we consolidate for an extended period of time. And if we're not in a recession in 2024 and we don't see something like this take place, where we just see a deeper correction than trying to work out of here to find a low, right? Bonk went into price discovery and it's just up too much. I'm not buying Bonk at this high of price points. You want to be getting these projects down here. on the first initial breakout. That's how you make money in crypto, right? You don't make money in crypto by buying in price discovery unless you have really strong conviction for the long term. But if you're buying up here for a project, you don't know if it's going to come back down to the all-time high, and you're just purchasing at an all-time high, and then you're getting dumped on by people that bought all the way down here on these initial breakouts, right? So you want to look for initial breakouts, and that's why we're just talking about the charts right now, because, men lie, women lie, teams lie about partnerships and all this crazy stuff, but the charts don't lie. You look at the charts, and the charts will show you what's going to happen. So technical analysis is just as, if not more important than fundamental analysis for a lot of these projects, because case in point, Bonk, right? Bonk doesn't really have any utility other than community, and community is utility because you're buying into a culture, right? So that is a form of utility because, like I've said many times in the past, community and marketing is more important right now than utility and the products, right? Because case in point, XRP versus Bonk, which project has more utility? Clearly XRP. Which project is rallying? Bonk. Bonk's beating everything. So that's why you don't need to get too emotionally attached to the utility of a project. You need to know what to spot on the charts. And so Atom, about ready to make a move. Bonk has made its move. Sure, Bonk can make another big move to the upside, but I wouldn't be buying Bonk right now. I think a deeper correction is coming. Now, another project that's making a big move is Arbitrum, ARB. It's at $1.7 billion market cap. And Arbitrum, a lot of projects are popping up on Arbitrum that have ecosystem play, right? So Arbitrum is one of these plays that's down 88% from the all-time high. And if we were to compare Arbitrum to Optimism, you can see some similarities here, right? You see a break from a descending resistance followed by a back test right here on November 2023. We saw a back test in November for Optimism as well too. Breakout, consolidate around this range. Same thing for Arbitrum, breakout, consolidate a little bit below the range, and then test it as resistance. Now we're breaking out again into a new range right here. And so we saw the same thing happen for Optimism right here. Breakout, get rejected from the resistance of this range right here, where you see a lot of price action, massive sell wall, right? So massive sell wall pushes the project down, and then we blast right through it, get to the next range, which is the all-time high, to go into price discovery. So Optimism, it went into price discovery. Optimism, I think, will push higher. And then depending on how high the final rally is before we see Bitcoin correct down, and then we come back down, potentially retest the all-time high, consolidate, and then move higher at the end of 2024. And so I expect one more big move for a lot of these projects, guys. So you can, like, for example, when liquidity is flowing into the industry, all these projects are moving together, but some of them are moving faster and they're moving first. Then liquidity flows out of those into others. So if you're playing the crypto game here, you want to spot which ones have had their rallies and which charts and which projects are similar that the money's going to flow into next. So Arbitrum is one of those next projects where money's going to flow from Optimism and Injective into Render and Arbitrum. So watch Render, watch Arbitrum, watch those two projects right here, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. Now, this could not play out, but I like the way that I'm talking about, but how far are we off from the all-time high for Arbitrum? 33%. So it's not too far of a move for Arbitrum to blast through this resistance, just like what happened right here back in middle of December. I say back in, but that was like only a week ago, right? But the next move for Arbitrum is to blast through this resistance to test the high and go into price discovery and do what happened with Optimism right here to go into price discovery. So this is the next move for Arbitrum if we stay bullish. And so it's a nice little trade right here. And this is also a good project that, I have strong conviction on these two long term to do well because the communities are strong and projects are going on them to trade. Now, Near Protocol is another project that's going to melt some faces. This is the $3.5 billion market cap. So these are all large cap plays. If you guys want to see some small cap plays, plug into our Telegram group, subscribe to the channel, like this video, because we're going to be coming out with more videos like this. But right now, the money is moving into the large caps. So we see the large caps growing. These are basically, nothing's a sure thing, obviously, but these are as close to a sure thing in crypto as you could find, because when money moves in these, as long as you're getting that sure thing, then you can hedge out and then you can find the lower caps that we're going to be talking about when it's time for those. Now that we're seeing meme coins pump, I want to err you on the side of caution, because when meme coins really start to go crazy and retail money's coming in, that's when a correction's coming. Now, comparing Near Protocol to Optimism, we're seeing a breakout. We saw a breakout of this descending resistance. We saw a rejection from this range right here, which was this resistance from January of 2023. Quick rejection. Now we're blasting through it and we're grinding upwards. And then the next move for near protocol is upwards of $8, anywhere between $6 and $8 right around here before we consolidate next. And so we're far off from the all-time high. So I'm more bullish on near protocol right now, because to get to the all-time high, it's a 5x away compared to some of these projects that are only like 30% or 50% away from the all-time high. And near protocol is doing very, very well. So I think this project is going to absolutely crush it during this entire bull run. And what's happening here is we're forming wave number 1 right now. So if wave 1 is the all-time high, or if it's up to $8, and then we see a deeper wave 2, and then wave number 3 is price discovery, that would be fine. I wouldn't mind this happening, because wave 3 is going to be explosive for near protocol. And this project, when it goes into price discovery, I could see here doing like a $50, $100 at the end of this bull run. So keep near on your watch list. This is going to be amazing. So the next project is Celestia, or TIA. It's at $12.29. When we click all, because this was just listed on CoinMarketCap in October, this project, guys, is going to do very, very well this bull run. The narrative right now is not only ecosystem plays, layer ones, and projects that other companies are building upon, but it's the projects that have yet to have a bull run right now, where all the energy and all the excitement is on, that creates that mystery of what it could go to, but the utility is really what's driving it, the marketing and all that good stuff. So this is sitting at $1.8 billion market cap. And if we look at the chart right here, we can see it's been in an uptrend since October. And so the next move, the push to the upside, would be price discovery. We see this descending resistance, descending support on the RSI. We're sitting at 47 on the RSI. So it's actually in a better position than a lot of these projects that are already in price discovery. And so I would expect, a move to the upside to break this descending resistance for TIA, and to push into, if we can hold it, a break, back test, consolidate for a little bit as support, and then another massive push upwards of like maybe $15, $18 for a project like this, and then back test to the previous range, little consolidation, and depending on where we're at, we could push higher for wave. This is all just wave number 1 on the macro, because this project is so new. It's anyone's guess on what could happen, but this is all wave 1. And so if we were to zoom out, the chart looks like, well, it's just been bullish from here because it's October, right? So for less than 2 months, that's how new this is. So wave 1 could be anyone's guess on where this could go, guys. This could push upwards of 2 bill, 3 bill, 4 bill, 5 bill. We don't know. It's kind of like Caspa, right? But wherever this wave 1 ends up, then we see a deeper wave 2 correction. And then wave number 3 is the most impulsive, corrective wave 4. And then wave number 5 for the end of 2025. So this chart going to do very, very well. Celestia, keep this one on your radar, guys. We'll dive more and do a deep dive into this one, but similar to Caspa. Caspa's been performing very well. Block DAG technology, very different and unique. We're looking for stuff that's unique. When it's unique, it drives a new narrative and a unique narrative that brings large investors. So a $2.4 billion market cap, 76% of the max supply is in circulation. It's sitting at 10 cents right now. Now, the reason why I'm putting Caspa on the list right now is when we look at the RSI, we're looking for overbought or oversold conditions, and when is good entry points on pullbacks of projects that we have long-term conviction in. And Caspa is one of those projects, guys. Why? Is because when this project started going from 5 cents upwards of 15 cents, all the way even from down here of 1 penny, everyone was talking about it. So during the bull run, the same thing's going to happen. When Caspa breaks out and goes into price discovery again, which I believe it will, again, no guarantees, but everyone's going to be talking about this again. So the RSI is sitting at 43 right here. We've seen this correction take place since middle of November. So at some point, Caspa is going to see a breakout similar to TIA. These charts are looking very similar, where we see a breakout of this descending resistance. We hold it as support, and then we spring off of it and go back into price discovery. And so where this project could go, again, guys, anyone's guess. But what we're looking at here is these correction periods on where it was at on the RSI. So right here, when Caspa went from 5 cents all the way down to 3 cents, it was a 40% correction. So how deep are we in this correction right now? Well, we've already been a 40% correction. So very, very similar. Simultaneously on the RSI, we went from 81 down to 36 on the RSI right here, bottomed out, rebounded off of it, went back upwards of 70, Then consolidation period, RSI dropped again back to this support. So this is a key support to watch. We just bounced off of it again at 39 on the RSI right here. So what I would expect to happen for CASPA in the short term is these markets to push up, CASPA to push back up to 70 on the RSI, maybe higher. And then we would see another correction to finish up wave number 1 for this Elliott wave. This is what I would expect. And so where will that be? Let's go wave number 5. Sometimes these Elliott waves get goofy if I click too quick. But if I were to draw from this resistance to this resistance, that could be anywhere around 30 cents right up here. I would expect wave number 1 to be in. And then we'll look for corrective wave number 2 going into Bitcoin's halving in April. Because if Bitcoin likes to crash into its own halving, and then 6 months after Bitcoin's halving is when Bitcoin really starts to rally, that's when I would expect wave number 3 to start coming in all the way back here, actually. So if I redraw this Elliott wave all the way towards the end of 2024. So 2024 will be turbulent through April. We could see a massive bullish January. We could see a bullish February as these projects just absolutely crush it. And then going into, April, like March, April is where we could see these deeper corrections come in for wave 2. And then 6 months of consolidation into wave 3. And then towards the end of 2024, 6 months after Bitcoin's halving, then we start to break out and form wave 3. And then 2025, we see deeper corrections, but we're still way beyond where we are right now. So long-term conviction for a project like this, guys, I don't see why CASPA couldn't at least do a few bucks, okay? This is one of the hottest projects that people are talking about on launch, one of the most unique technologies, virtually no other technologies out there like it, other than something like internet computer, right? Internet computer, that the reason why this is the last on the list and one of the best on the list next to XRP, I have the most conviction in this project right here. It's at $9 right now. Yes, it's at a $4 billion market cap, but guys, watch what this project does this bull run. It's gonna blow your mind. When you look at the chart in terms of look at the technology, research the technology on this. We're just talking about charts in this video. I'll dive into more tech. If you guys want to see the video that I did that got over 20,000 views talking about what the tech is behind this project, and we can do even more deep dives because that video was only 20 minutes long. To talk about all the tech of this project, it would be like a 10-hour video, and we could do that. I'll call it like a mega vlog, like what Gary V's done, but it takes a lot of time to research these and everything. This video is just to get these projects to you. Then you could do your own research and look these up, and then you can star all of them. Star all of them. Don't go and buy them right now. Don't go and sell them right now. Don't go and do anything other than consult your financial advisor. All I'm telling you to do is go and star these projects, look into them, and then we'll make some more videos on that if you guys like this. But we just broke out from $2.90. We also broke out from this descending resistance right here. We see a lot of descending resistances because this project has just been getting destroyed. So sometimes when we break a descending resistance and we push to the upside like we did right here, we just trade even further to the downside and form new descending resistances. So think of it like you're dropping a ball off a building, but you put forward spin on the ball while it drops. So it drops, moves up, drops, but it's moving forward, then it drops further. Then eventually someone finds the ball on the ground, and what they do is they boot the ball up again, and then the ball has a bounce, drops, but bounces up again because there's momentum now in the ball going up. And so for ICP, we're consolidating at this zone of this resistance range right here, which was resistance back in July of 2022. So I expected something like this to take place. I actually expected it to, consolidate somewhere around $8, but anywhere around here. The next move up for someone to kick the ball up is anywhere around $20 to $30. Right around here for ICP is the next move. So we're at $9 right now. To go to $20, that would be almost a 2xer for this project before we see deeper corrective wave number 2 for ICP. But the tech behind ICP, incredible. Just err on the side of caution here. We did push upwards of 92 on the RSI. So what I would expect to happen next for this is to be some sort of deviation and some sort of divergence as well too. So we can see, because we push so high at a 90, if we push higher on the chart and we form a lower high on the RSI, and we're forming higher highs on this, get ready for a macro wave 2 correction to come in here as the RSI then eventually starts trading to the downside, forming lower highs where we're forming higher highs. And then the higher highs on the price chart wouldn't be as parabolic as what happened recently from $5 to $11. So once the momentum starts to slow down, I think we'll start to slow down right around here, because you can see massive amounts of price action between the bulls and the bears, which is where there's going to be big sell walls, right? Anywhere between $15 and 25, $30-ish dollars right around here. So I would expect the momentum to slow down for ICP around this range. And if you're looking at taking any profits before we see a deeper correction going into Bitcoin's halving for April, up in this range is where we're going to be looking. Now, again, I'm not going to tell you when to buy, when to sell. I'm just going to show you based on the past what we're looking for of where the sell walls are going to be. And also on the RSI, we could see some type of potential head and shoulders pattern playing, shoulder right here, a head right here, RSI trading down, bouncing off of support, pushing back up. This is how the markets move, guys. We've been in the markets long enough to understand how they move. So the markets push up, go above on the RSI. We see shoulder number 2, drop back down, form a support, boom, break to the downside, going into a macro wave 2 correction on this macro Elliott waves for this bull run. And so this is all wave number 1 right now. So wave number 1 is a pretty decent sized wave for ICP. Corrective wave number 2, we don't know where that will come back down to in 2024, maybe $7, maybe $8. And then wave number 3, I think it's going to be big, guys. I think it's going to push us upwards within this range right here that we saw back in September of 2021, somewhere around here. So that's anywhere between $27, $85 for this project, and then a deeper wave 4 correction. And then wave number 5 for this project, my conservative price target for ICP and my price prediction conservative is $80. And then we'll see where wave 5 comes in, kind of like how Bitcoin formed a double top, and the double top of the all-time high was just a little bit higher than wave number 3. We could do something like that, or we could go absolutely parabolic. It's anyone's guess. So optimistic, $200 to $300, most likely $80. Pessimistic, $40 to $50 for ICP. And so we're at $9 right now. So, let's say an even $10 to go to $50, that's a 5x. To go to $100, that's a 10x. And so you can't go wrong with keeping ICP on your watch list. So I hope you guys got value out of this video. Again, we're going to do deep dives. And if you want to discover our top altcoin picks first, on which ones we're bullish on, when we're bullish on them, and see, technical analysis, screenshots and breakdowns and all that good stuff before these videos come out, so you can get early bird access to this along with our financial education platform when that's released. No previous crypto trading experience required. If you're brand new, we can help you out. All you got to do is go to bullrunners.com. Link will be in the description below. Click the button on the page, put in your best email address. You'll be subscribed to our video newsletter. It's free. You can unsubscribe at any moment. If you don't like making money, okay, you can go watch your cat videos or your Taylor Swift videos, but we're here to help people make money. And we've been doing that, guys. We've been doing that. The markets are hot right now, and we're going to prepare you as well too for when these corrections take place, because when you see these corrections take place, they come like in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. That's when the pumps happen. That's when the corrections happen. And I'll show you what I'm expecting to happen next. So we give you the best to help you prepare for the worst that's yet to come in this economy. And the best is happening right now. So get ready as we back up our trucks all the way to the bank, grab the bags, pack them and stack them, leave no bags left behind, because the spending power of the dollar is going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation, blockchain tech, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrencies are going up in interest. That's the truth. And together, we're going camping on the beaches of the moon. I'll see you on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.